I was thinking about doing music. On this podcast, but I'm not quite sure if I really want to put music in the background right now. This buy or bar, whatever the heck you call it, juice, I need to not buy this ever again. Drink the water instead. You guys can't tell by my voice. A little bit worn out from today. A little bit worn out. Was going to do this podcast in my backyard, but I'm like, oh, we have the energy to do it. Got my little nephew over here. Totally forgot that I was going to celebrate a whole lot of birthdays tomorrow. From sister, brother who might be in Miami right now or flying to Miami right now. So, yeah. But celebrate his son. No, that his son will celebrate his daughter's birthday tomorrow. She had turned 2 a couple of days ago. And my grandfather turned 73 a couple of days ago as well. So, and my little sister turned 20 a couple of days ago. So, yeah. Got my little nephews over, so Uncle, what's it called? My uncle's still become tired. But other than that, we're going to start this podcast pretty soon. Actually, in a few minutes. Whew. Maybe we should do it tomorrow. Then again, probably not. Was trying to do it earlier today. And I should have done it, but it is what it is. Other than that, though, we're going to start. I have a special podcast coming up, too. And the special podcast going to be talking about Kanye West and what's really going on. I watched both interviews, one he did with 30th-May and the one he did with TMC. Because he in big controversy with he without wet down on Trump and wearing the Make America Great Again hat and things of that nature. And then saying that slavery was a choice. But I think that the way that he came off on saying it had turned a whole lot of heads and things. We're going to talk about it because it's way deeper than folks saying mental health. It's way deeper than that. So we're going to talk about that. I'm not going to play no music in the background either. We're going to keep everything authentic. If you might hear the fans in the background. I think I said something like this before last year during the summertime when we was doing the podcast when it's hot and had the fans going on in the background, things of that nature. But it's cool. You hear the authenticness in the sense of actual podcast is happening. Like I said before, there are folks that do broadcasts and podcasts, in professional settings. And there are those of us that tend to do it like this, in a real setting and things, where you hear the background noises and stuff like that, to get the real. I like to keep things authentic. So let's start. It's 7:25 for 1925 in Army time. The reason why I keep saying Army time, because you guys know I work at the airport, but at the same time, 2 more soldiers that are still fighting overseas in different countries. Adding the Army time shows great respect. And also, teaches you guys what army time really is, because it is straight 24 hours. Actually, as they say, 0000 hours, or 0000, which is midnight / 12 o'clock. Then it goes all the way to 2300, and 2300 is 11 o'clock p.m. So, like a full 24 hours, but you got 0 to 23, in a sense. So, boy, I'm trying to stop all these yawnings. So, ladies and gents, let's start the show. This is, if I'm not mistaken, let me go back to my notes on my phone. Off of the Samsung. And peep out, we are in week 95. Week 95. Sessions 461 to 465. For the podcast of April 30th through May 4th. Oh, for all my Star Wars fans out there, as those of us that like Star Wars and things of that nature, and folks call us geeks and things, I ain't mad. You guys call me a geek or a nerd for like a Star Wars. I mean, shit, Star Wars got a heavy storyline when you really watch it and really understand the conversations behind certain things. And if you watch the animated series of Clone Wars, which is a very good series, I think it's like around season 3 or 4. One of the two gets very, very political for the seasons, to which when you watch it and you're like, this is a kid's cartoon? No, not really a kid's cartoon. Yes, well, it's on the Disney Channel and things of that nature and stuff like that, and Cartoon Network, but the topics they talking about could go way over a child's head if the child has not been trained in a way to really understand deep thought. So, yeah, but May the 4th be with you. Which happens on May 4th, if you guys don't understand the reference. Okay, you guys might not understand the reference. If you do, cool. Shout out to you guys. If you don't, it is what it is. But we're going to talk about the posts that have been posted up this week on Snapchat, which is at Chinchi2113. So we're going to talk about that. And I'll make sure I have the link up for this podcast for you guys. So, I'll let you know what's happening and things. But other than that, let's start the podcast. Let's get it cracking. Because a brother laying down too, so that really does add to all the yawning and things. It's week 95 of this podcast, for those of you that want to know. So, let's start. So on April 30th, 2018, Blessed Mondays, I said travel more. You'll be surprised at some new experiences where you're not sitting in your comfort zone. The reason why I say that is because those of us, we truly get caught up with the work life and other things that truly... Ooh, excuse me. You know what? Let me set up, because if I keep laying down, we'll keep yawning. Just very ironic when I do that. I'm trying to get comfortable though, so. Alright. I think I might actually go to bed early. When you get my age. Mind you, I'm 30 years old, so I'm going to bed early. Now, back in my teenage years and things of that nature, going to bed early was not a thing of what one wants to do. But as you start to get older, you start to notice that going to bed early is not a bad idea. Especially if you have work early in the morning, that is most definitely like the greatest thing on earth to do, which is to go to bed early and things of that nature. I kid you not. But other than that though, The reason why I set for Blessed Monday to April 30th, 2018, the last day of the month, to travel more and, and new experiences and things, not be set in your own comfort zone, is because this past Sunday, I was at the House of Blues with my pops, my two younger brothers, and we was there for Eric B. and Rakim and Yo-Yo hip hop show that they was throwing out. It was actually Eric B. and Rakim featuring Yo-Yo with the Immortal Technique show that they had out in Anaheim, California, and things of that nature. And so it was shoot. I put this way: you want to know about real hip hop and real history? Because I grew up during the golden era. I was born in late 1987 of November, and so I grew up during the hip hop was started, it's like really, really take off during the 90s and things of that nature. That's right there. It's like the golden and prime era of hip hop for me, where every album of hip hop that came out on vinyl, on cassette tape, and then CDs started to come out a little bit later on. But when that stuff started to hit, I mean, from West Coast and East Coast hip hop, it was just on a whole nother level. Growing up in South Central California, I grew up on DJ Quick, on Ice Cube's Death Certificate, The Predator, things of that nature. I mean, literally, especially Ice Cube Death Certificate and DJ Quick and stuff like that. I mean, like, literally, in my mom's Toyota, forgot what kind of Toyota it was, with the speakers and the bass banging, boom, boom, boom. Hearing the cuss words, not understanding what the heck the songs was talking about, but just hearing the bass of the music and whatever, growing up during that time, where in California it was really lit. When I mean lit, I mean during the early 90s, you had to be careful what neighborhood you was rolling into, because you could have just go to anybody's neighborhood and things of that nature and stuff like that. So you really had to be careful where you're stepping at and things of that nature. I mean, it's crazy. But at the same time, too, though, we also have to understand was that hip-hop during that time had a message, whether it be conscious or gangster. You had a message behind it. So I was able to see Eric B. and Rakim and Yo-Yo perform at the House of Blues on Sunday, and they tore the roof off. Now, I will say this. Some folks say, yeah, it's good to get there on time and things of that nature. I say it's best to get the packages where you got the seats in the VIP area where you can sit down. And part of the reason being is because we can stand up on that dance floor for about a good couple hours, try to wait for the performance to start. And you just like standing there almost like a soldier. It's like, boy, make your legs. I put this way. If you have not been at ROTC or anything that's military-like, and you had not stand long hours, you don't know how that feels like. Your leg will become jelly pretty soon. But if you're used to it, then you know how. Stand up long times and things of that nature, you'll be able to get down with it. Yeah, thing. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. But the whole performance was on the cracking. I will say this. The whole performance was on and cracking and things. So that was happening. But I will say this. Going there to the show. Met some of my dad DJ buddies that actually were DJs over at a very well known radio station out here called 93.5 K Day. And I mean, these like some old school cats that used to work with that radio program and things of that nature and stuff. So meeting some of my dad DJ buddies, I'm like, I'm up in here in history, because I remember where my dad was talking about how they had a little scene, and I think in the movie Colors at Venice Beach, where they was doing a performance. Can't really quite see it, but it's like, I'll put it this way, they're DJing, but it's the scene where Ice-T, I think, is chasing somebody, and it kind of went by a quick couple of seconds, but they're inside that scene and whatever. So I remember my dad had told me that, and I remember seeing a little bit the clip of the scene. That I remember, my pop something, about his little crew or whatever, and hey, they had linked backed up, and I'm like, like, this is history. And we was talking hip hop, like, who is your top 3 best, hip hop rapper of all time? And it was kind of tough, because to be real, we really do look at hip hop from a bigger point of view, and we'll go get to the post in a few minutes, but we really look at hip hop from a big point of view like that. I would say everything lyrically for hip hop, really, I had to give to New York. They the ones to pioneer it, but at the same time, when you listen to New York hip hop and West Coast hip hop, even though I'm from the West Coast, I like the New York style hip hop more better, because it's more conscious. Yes, you do got your conscious West Coast cats out here as well too, but we well known more for the gangster stuff. You look at New York, they got that, but they well known for the conscious tip of things, to which is like, because I'll be honest, I've been on a Rakim, on his golden eras of his rhymes, albums, Paid in Full and things of that nature, and More Technique and stuff like that. Listen to those albums. I'm just listening to the lyrical content, like, damn, like, he was really, for a top 3, Rakim, I tie him with KRS-One. It's debatable. For those of you that like hip hop, it's debatable, because some of y'all might say KRS-One, he's, but Eric B, but you got to add Millie Mel. I mean, you got to add top tier cats that would lyrically just truly have rhymes for days, make you think. Public Enemy is especially very conscious with theirs. Even the African Bambaataa. I mean, it's like, man, it's just crazy. So, was there on Sunday, tired from work, but I had a great experience. And the reason why I said that it's best to try new experiences and things is because sometimes we get too comfortable where we at in our own home, to where, where there's a event happening, we'd be like, nah, just going to chill in the crib and things of that nature. When you get older, you tend to start chilling more in the crib, because you don't feel like getting dressed and going out and do all this, and sometimes spend money. You're like, man, fuck all that. I'm just gonna chill at home and get some rest. And sometimes getting that rest, Lord, I tell you, getting that rest be on the cracking. But there are times where you do need to get out. You do need to do something. You do need to have a new experience. You do need to meet new people and things to which will open your mindset for something else greater and better, to the point where you just like, whoa, you're like, I never know this, and and then you learn new things, and then that's how you meet new people. When you get networks and get connections of things. And what I mean by things, get connections that can help you in your business and things. And I forgot to put this thing on vibrate on the Galaxy nowadays. But yeah, so it's stuff like that. It's good to have new experiences in new different areas and stuff like that, And just go to the little go to the little concert thing, whatnot. I mean, it was on a cracking. I mean, we played some old school stuff to which I knew the lyrics to. I'll be real with y'all. I'm a music producer, and to be real, hip hop, it's been a part of my life since I was in my mother's womb. Literally. Hip hop, funk, R&B. When it comes to R&B, I mean like the classic R&B back in the day. Oldies, especially, get it from my grandparents. You know, smooth jazz, get it from my grandfather. And things of that nature. So, like, with musically and things like that, just go to the House of Blues. It's like hip hop and stuff. It's really enrooted into me. Which is why you guys listen to my instrumentals. You hear a whole lot of hip hop elements and things. I just took it to a whole nother level. But yeah, it's good to have new experiences of things and new places and stuff like that. So, yeah. Make sure you guys go ahead and do that. You can hear the horn in the background or wherever. That's my little nephew, doing his thizzle and stuff like that. So, you know, Uncle ain't trip off for that. He's doing his thing. And, you know, gotta respect little man. You know, gotta respect little man. He's shy. Play little tune. You know, play little tune. My little brother and things. He turned. I forgot. I think he turned 24, 25, something like that, on Cinco de Mayo. So. His son, you know, into music as well too, which is my nephew. Just wanted to hear her playing the little horn and things of low nature. So I already know that him and his siblings are going to truly be, you know, up there musically and things of that nature. They go through big things. Some of them might be into the music and some of them might not. But I know when they see the uncle being me, they gonna be like, "Hey, can you still make some music?" At the age of 60, boy, heck yeah. At the age of 70, heck yeah. At the age of 80, heck yeah. Make music to, you know, God said, hey, it's time, you know, to make your last song. But your last song is going to be the top of everything that you created. You know, so yeah. Other than that, let's continue. So on the grind Tuesday, it's May 1st, 2018. I say y'all already know it's the first of the month, but also the 5th month of the year. Do something new this month, because right in the half of this month is when the year will go by quickly. So get busy. So on May Tuesday, wow. Yeah, that's new. On May Tuesday, 2018. On May 1st, 2018, on the Grind Tuesdays. While I was over at Santa Monica doing the video vlog, the video podcast and things for part 56. Because it's going to be in part 57 this upcoming Tuesday and whatnot. The reason why I had made that post, you know, that you guys already know it's the first of the month, but also 5th month of this year, is because I told you before in January, I said, look, January's here. It's going to go by pretty quickly. Next thing you know, we'll be in summer. Next thing you know, we'll be in fall. And then after that, Happy New Year all over again. But if you guys remember why I said it sometime last year during this month, I said, watch. And I kept saying in the video podcast a lot. I said, watch. I said, as soon as it hits May, between May 14, 15, and 16, it's when I call it half of May. The reason why I call it half of May is for the fact that during that time, wherever those dates hits, you will start to notice that May, the month of May, goes by quickly. Next thing you know, we're in June. Then from June goes by quickly. We're in July. From July, we're into August. Into August, we're into September. So once we go from September to October, November, and December, that's when those holiday seasons and those months go by very, very fast. So when those months go by very, very fast and quickly, guess what happens? The year go by fast. And then we're into the new year. And then January, February, and March goes by a little kind of slow. April tends to pick up a little bit. But as soon as April, go ahead and let May take over. Then May gets a little kind of slow in the first parts. But once May becomes either 14, 15, or 16, then May goes quickly. Then June rolls up with July. Followed by August with October. Followed by August and September. With October rolling with November and then diving in with December. The next thing you know, they rolling all back with January again. So you guys see what I mean? When I say that it's still a new month, but this month, each and every one of y'all got to do something new, period. Now, Sundays, because those usually be my Fridays and things of that nature. I probably would have been like, man, I did not, was it Sunday? Yeah, it was Sunday. I probably felt like, man, I did not want to go to the House of Blues Sunday night after work. Being burnt the hell out when I came home for a couple seconds, got showered up, got back to being redressed, went out to Anaheim, California. Mind you, I'm back in South Central. So actually, to be honest, South Central and Anaheim is, when you're driving, if you catch the traffic pretty good, which I mean, there's no traffic at all, then it's really not that long of a drive. And Disneyland's in Anaheim, California. For those of you guys who are visit California, go out to Anaheim, California, go to Disneyland or Legoland. And then you got Knott's Farm, which is not too far from... Shoot, Knott's Farm shows hell is not too far from San Pedro and Long Beach. And San Pedro really ain't too far from South Central. I thought that San Pedro and Long Beach was actually far away from Los Angeles, and to be real, it's not. And the reason why I say that, because I know a bus and a train that you can easily take to get to Long Beach hell a lot more quicker than you do on a freeway. Damn near 45 minutes. Compared to an hour or something, depending on traffic. And I know a way where you just drive on this Pacific Coast Highway, headed down Sepulveda, but passing Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, El Segundo, Dock Waller, Torrance Beach, all those beaches that come fall alongside and curving into Palos Verdes, which Palos Verdes going to Lomita, which Lomita flows right. Well, actually, you can go straight into Palos Verdes and get into San Pedro, then get to Cabrillo, and from Cabrillo, you get back into San Pedro and cross that bridge to go into Long Beach. I mean, once I found out the little shortcut, I'm like, hell, I know how to get out to Long Beach quicker now. As opposed to go on the freeway, just catch the street. I know which part of the street has traffic and which part doesn't. So, yeah, Long Beach, California really is short. And to be honest, like I said before, we catch a train on that and get there in about damn near 25, 45 minutes, depending on, actually 25, 35 minutes to get to Long Beach. From South Central to Long Beach. If I catch the train going to downtown LA all the way to Long Beach, that's like good 25, 35 minutes. Depending if nothing's happening with the little train tracks and stuff like that. So that's not far at all. But the reason why I'm saying that, because even though that was still for like getting close towards the end of April, it still was something new. It still was something new, and was something that was pretty dope. Because I could be like, man, I could just stay home and got some sleep like I was planning on doing. But did that the following Monday and whatnot, and got some rest. But it's always good to do something new. But since this month is new, you guys have to do something new, period. And I keep saying that each and every month. I don't think I said it the past 3 months, though, of, try something new. I think I had something else different. But it's always good to do something new for the month that you've never done before, because it will keep your mind more focused to get through the year more quicker, but also more fun and more productive. To which, if you do own a business or something, you can most definitely handle your business and then see profit and other things. So, yeah, new month, new you, handle your business. So, Motivation on Wednesdays, May 2nd, 2018. I said it's the second day of a new month. You truly need to do something new today, in which will break the old routine in which you tend to do daily. Most of us have a routine to which we go home or go to another job and, then come right back home and play on the phone a little bit or watch some TV or watch some YouTube and whatever, and eat shit and go to sleep. And there are some of us where we had a daily routine. We get up in the morning, go to a job that we don't like, deal with certain people, that some we can't stand, and some, that we feel like family, but there be at times where we're not quite sure if they feel as if, we're feeling like family because that person may be going through something we don't know, dealing with different personalities, then dealing with different bosses that have changing personalities because they don't know how to control themselves. And then you deal with BS for the job, and then you come back home to some other BS or whatever, and then you do the same thing, watch TV, play on the phone, get on YouTube, play video games, eat shit, and go to sleep. We gotta break the routine, ladies and gents, of what we do. We gotta break the routine each and every day, each and every month. We gotta break the routine to which we say, okay, if we do this routine, we can do this routine for like once or twice each and every week. But on other days, we gotta do something new. We gotta break it, because if we don't break it, it's going to continue to the next couple of years, to which you be like, you have the aha moment, and then you be a little bit too late to do certain things. Then again, you're not gonna be a little bit too late. You just go, actually, yeah, because you had wasted time. You are wasting time of not adapting to your situations and things to which you could change them, and that could change the routine. So, to make this one short, if you want to try something new, break the routine that you're doing and try something else different that will have you on the path to what you need to walk on. Let's continue. So for Daily Tips Thursdays, May 3rd, 2018, I said, to see the world through new lenses, you would need to adjust your senses to a whole different level. Now, I have fun that following morning typing this up, because the thought that came to my head was, most y'all not going to understand what the hell I'm talking about with that post. So let me break it down for y'all. I said, to see the world through new lenses, you would need to adjust your senses to a whole different level. Let me explain that. To see the whole world through a new lens, meaning to see the world through a different perspective of things. And I was talking to one of my coworkers at my job, and I was telling him, I said, most folks don't pay attention to details because most folks' awareness is not waking up just yet. I knew I said it differently. Can't remember the exact words I said, but it was up in the context like that. And I told him, I said, you see that a lot with the coworkers here at our job. I said, you see that certain, I said, a very small amount, actually have it to where I can tell some of those individuals are going to be something greater once they leave this job. And then I said, you'll have the other ones that don't have the awareness to actually pay attention to what's really going on, because they are mind slaves. When I mean mind slaves, I mean they are worker slaves that's enslaved to the system that the work has programmed them to be. And so I told my coworker, I said, you know what? I said, for the mothers that's doing this for their families, I understand where they're coming from, so I can't knock on them on what they have to do. I said, for the ones that don't have a kid or things of that nature, they just doing, working to work. I said, I understand they little hustle, but just like for the guys that don't have a family to work for, and they're just trying to make the money, it's like there's better opportunities out there for folks, because this job that we're at, is not the job that everybody needs to stay for about a long period of time. I've been in my job for about 5.5 years. I've been ready to fucking leave for a long time. And part of the reason for that is because the early years where I started the job, yeah, it was tough because I was learning new to this stuff, and I was trying to get my speed up on getting aircrafts done quicker. And not to mention that the aircrafts at the time were more old school. Then they had the leather seats at the cloth type seat, so you had to pull that little upholstery cloth and things and stuff like that. I mean, but some of the aircrafts was easy to just to clean, whatever, even with the seats. But there was the ones that was kind of tough, to which it was like, the heck. And not to mention they was a little bit more space. I think it was a little bit more bigger. and a little bit more wider so they have more seats than anything else. And when you get an aircraft that's really, really dirty, it's like, what in the world do these individuals do? It amazes me that half of y'all dirty asses that be on these aircrafts and things of that nature don't know how to really contain yourselves. Will y'all just trash a road? Or even for those of you that fly with kids, y'all need to let your kids know that if they have trash, to ask a flight attendant if they could bring a trash bag for you guys, that we put the trash in there. And not just be tossing out over the floor, having crumbs all over the place. I mean, I kid you not. I peep game. I peep game on these aircrafts. Even, even working early mornings, I peep game because I be looking, at the passengers and, saying good morning and stuff like that. But then I look at these seats and I'm thinking to myself, wow, y'all coming off looking nice and got your nice little gadgets and shit like that and things of that nature. But at the same time, it's like, what the fuck? It's like y'all come off these aircrafts and y'all just dirty it up. And I'm looking at the seats like, really? Like, so that is how y'all houses must be. Y'all houses must be nasty as hell. Don't care what race you are, but your house must be nasty if your road is looking nasty. Like, ladies and gents, most of y'all listen to this podcast, I know y'all be flying on different airlines like hell. For the consideration of all cabin agents that clean the aircrafts for y'all, and especially during the day shift or the quick turns of things that we have less time to do to make sure that the shit looks nice for y'all and things of that nature, I'm gonna let you guys know right now. Please be considerate of how you would think the cleaners would have to clean the aircrafts, because trust me, we do our best to clean certain aircrafts. I ain't gonna tell you which airline I work for. I think I said it before in one of my earlier podcasts. So go to one of my earlier podcasts, I think from 2016 or early 2017, I may have mentioned the company that, it's contracted by, but other than partly, maybe not, I don't think I did. But if I did slip that by accident, whatever, and you can see from that. But other than that, though, what I do want to say is this, though, ladies and gents, and I want you guys to pay attention very clearly, too. Cabin agents, trust me, you guys think like, oh, that's a cool little title. Yeah, but when your management and things is not on to par as to with some of the stuff, and you deal with a whole lot of BS that comes with cleaning particular roads, and I don't know how some of y'all fools out there be leaving your damn tablets and especially iPads and laptops and iPhones and things inside the seat back pockets. I'm gonna be real, if you are on an aircraft, do not place none of your electronics behind the seat back pocket if you're on a long hour flight. I don't care. The reason why I say that is because when you do that, you tend to forget once you get off the aircraft, because now you guys are rushing towards, excuse me, to drink some water, because now you guys rushing towards try to catch another flight or try to catch a taxi, whatever, and you somehow leave your tablet or whatever on an aircraft. Now, I understand if you're in the heat of a conversation and you forget, then yeah, you forget it from that point of view. But other than that, it's just like, y'all just be considerate. Make sure you have your stuff with you. Please. All of you guys are adults that listen to this podcast. And if there's some kids that listen to this podcast too, kids, be considerate as well. But at the same time, how does that go with look at the world through a new lens? Because it's almost like wearing glasses. Your eyesight is bad already. You put on the glasses, you start to see the vision of the world a little bit more clearer. The reason why I mentioned the cabin agent thing and stuff like that is because you start to see things more clearer. And like I told my coworker, I said, once you change your lens, you see things a little bit more clear on a whole different level. I could get on any aircraft for the company I work for, or even other companies, and I can analyze the aircraft on the inside, especially if we have to clean it. I can analyze what seats is truly dirty. I can analyze where everything is at, where some things should be at, and where some things should not be on aircraft. I can also analyze in the air how much time we have to clean it. I can analyze my coworkers to see who's going to move fast and who isn't. And who I'm going to have to help because I know that they slow ass is going to be moving inside the seats. Sorry to some of my coworkers that's listening to this podcast and they heard me say that and they like, damn, Q, you just have to put on blast. I didn't drop any names. But those of you that know that you guys are slow because you guys know how fast I am when it comes to going to aircraft, you guys know where I'm coming from. No disrespect to you guys. It's just a case that, like I said before, I can see the world through a new lens quicker now than most folks. And that is one of them. Where you can... I'll give you guys another example. Most of you guys in business or even entrepreneurs, you guys see things more different. You know, even artists. That's why we're going to talk about Kanye West. Because it actually... I'm going to mention this post on a special podcast. Because this is going to tie in with Kanye West and how he sees the world through a different lens than us. And why we think that his ass is crazy. But in the same sense, he's really not. And I will explain that in a special podcast. The way you got to look at the world through a new lens. It's like wear glasses once again. Once you get that clear vision, you start to see things you've never seen before. Now, how do senses come into play? You guys heard me talk about this. I'm mentioning it again. Well, I talked about how I got my iPhone 7 jet black, the first one, because I had some dope DJ mixes on there. J. Cole's album, For Your Eyes Only, had came out. And I had some mixes on that phone that was dope. And I do not have them because they did not get back up into iCloud. This is where I started really using more Apple's ecosystem with the iCloud and stuff, and saw how really key essential it really was to back up your phone through iCloud as opposed to your laptop. When I got that phone stolen because I was caught slipping, I wasn't aware of my surroundings. My lenses wasn't open correctly. My senses were open but wasn't fully open like it is now. To which I can walk somewhere and feel the movement of the air and can tell if the location is safe or dangerous. If I need to make a divert to another part of the street, or divert back and catch another bus or something, to get to where I need to get to, and things of that nature. I can hear the elements, what's going on around me. Even if I have music loud, I turn it down in certain areas. Like, okay, let me broaden my senses more to actually see what's being said and what's being heard. What I mean by being heard, I can hear things with my eyes. Now, how do you do that? I mentioned this before. Listen with your eyes, not with your mouth. Because when you listen with your eyes, once again, you start to see things in a bigger perspective, but you start to hear things that you normally don't hear. Because you're using your ears, but now you use your eyes to hear. When you use your eyes to hear, your eyes talk to your ears. And in that way, you start to hear extra little things that you don't normally hear. When you start to use your senses, and it goes on a whole different level, as to you seeing a whole new perspective on things. Trust me while I say this. You start to understand life a whole lot more better. And then you really start to see how the game is played. You start to see how money is really used and circulated. You start to see how taxes to things really gets down. You start to see how adulthood really is. And then you start to understand it more better. And then you get better at it. Because now you don't have a childlike mentality. Now you're on a whole nother level to where you're like, okay, now I understand how the game is played. And now I know how to play the game as well. So in order to see a new world, you have to make sure that your senses and your eyes can see a whole new experience. So most definitely, get on that level. Let's continue. And so, also this Fridays, May 4th, 2018. May the force be with you, or may the fourth be with you. I said, never imitate anybody that you see or know. The reason, you're being fake as hell where you're not your true self. This is a topic that I'm glad I have said, whatever. Reason being, one of my coworkers who, in all humbleness, I'm saying this in all humbleness, when he does listen to this, you know, bro, I'm saying this in all humbleness. I know that he does look up to me, to what I do. Because the way that I come off to people, when I'm like really shy, when I'm shy and I don't know who the hell you is, I'm not going to really speak to you. Straight up. The only way for me to break a conversation with certain people is that you have to break a conversation where it's me and one of my friends I'm talking with. Then whoever that person is joining the conversation. Then after I'm talking to that person, we both feeling each other out, see where each other come from. If we're real cool, then hey, you another friend on the list. Things of that nature. And there are folks that's like, okay, you can tell where they at, but just like, you know what, just being an associate and things of that nature, and not fully, pay attention to the individual or whatever. So, normally I'm a shy person. By my job, I basically know everybody. So, folks are now seeing more of my personality. They see more of the crazy side of my personality at my job, because my job tends to bring the crazy part of me out. This part of Quinn that you guys hear on the podcast of things is a little bit different, a little bit more mellow out, a little bit more chill in my element, in my environment. When I'm out and about with friends, I'm not as over the top type of crazy, whatever. Like we'll be at work. While I'm at work, whole different type of element of myself comes out, and it's crazy. Stop playing with that light, please. Sorry about that, y'all. That's just the uncle in me that just came out. So somebody flickering with the lights, I know it's the baby nephew. I'm like, dude, don't play with them lights. Okay, if you don't want to play with it, then get the thing a shortage, But for those of my adults, my parents, you guys know what I mean. For those that are parents, you guys know exactly what I mean by that. We tell the kids not to play with the light, then they hard-headed, they have to, spank them and everything. Because they didn't listen, because you gave them a direction, but you let them know the reason why. Yeah. But other than that, though, the reason why I said never imitate anybody, because a little funny situation happened at work, or whatever. A little funny situation happened at work. We was ready to do an aircraft. Out of here, one of my homies that does Me's production has said something to one of my coworkers, said something on my crew, whatever. Now we all friends, we all like family inside of the job, whatever. So he must have said something that I didn't hear, because I was kept asking the homie. I'm like, bro, what is the tail number for the aircraft so we can go do it? I already had got irritated and things of that nature, and was ready to go and stuff like that. And part of the reason why I kind of got irritated, because one of the managers that came up there, where it was peaceful in the morning, then they roll up, and then they had their little split personalities for the sign that they are. So their little split personalities that kicked in and turned the day to something else. And I'm trying to keep myself contained. and stuff like that. Being the Sagittarius that I am, and whatever. And so after that, what had happened was that I was asking one of the dispatch, one of the homies, who's the music producer, is also dispatcher. Like, bro, he was like, guys got aircraft. Okay, what gate? Gate woo woo woo. Okay, what's the tail number? Do. I'm like, do. I'm like, no, bro, what's the phone number? Go inside the office and see what the phone number is. So he didn't even go to the office and say the number. I think he did, and then he's like, and woo. And then my coworker has said something. He said something he heard me said earlier. But the way that he said it was hilarious because it was very unexpected. I want to say what he said on the podcast, but I'm not going to say it. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Like I'm cursing with it. No. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just the way that he said it, though. I was like, I thought to myself, where did this come from? And things of that nature. But I had said something after we got done laughing. I said, bro, you've been hanging around me a little bit too much and things. He said, yeah. He said, I kind of like it too. And that right there had given me the inspiration to make this post. Well, I said, do not imitate anybody because you're being fake as hell. You're not being true to yourself. That's the reason why I said, do not imitate anybody. And that's the reason why I kind of said this last week. Matter of fact, I can actually jump to that post from last week. Let's go towards it because it correlates with that. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not the warrior one. It's not that one. Okay, it's not on that one. Must have been for a couple weeks ago. It's not that one. It's not April 19. It's not April 18. It's not April 17. It's not April 16. So let's go to April 13. Nope. Not the 12. Not the 11. Not the 10th. Not the 9th. Well, that's me coming back to season 2, so okay, it must have been the one from whatchamacallit. It must have been the one from, was it this one? Let me see. Nope, it's not those. And I know we didn't do none in March because that's when we was like, to further know this, we was gonna be there. We're not doing the podcast. Bear with me, ladies and gents. I'm trying to find the post because we talked about it before. And if not, then it must be one of my podcasts. But I had talked about okay, it's not none of these. We must have worded differently because I can't remember which month and the day it was when we had talked about it. And I'm looking through the post on my Galaxy Note 8, looking through the gallery to try to find that one post in which we talked about it. And the reason why I say that, okay, you know what, we must, you know what, I take it back. It was a couple weeks ago, or actually was last week's podcast, where we said, yeah, actually, you know, it was last week's podcast. It was last week's podcast. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Okay, I was right. It was the one from April 27th. Last Friday. Where I said there are times you need to be alone just so you can work on yourself. It's good to have friends around, but sometimes it's better to have peace than chaos. And then I have broke into a whole different section into the podcast where I was talking about folks imitated other people. No. Now folks imitated other people. Actually, we was right on the money with that post. Where I said it's better to just be alone so you can work on yourself than it's good to have friends while it's better to have peace than chaos. No, was it that one or was it the other one? Okay, let me take another look. Because it's in one of these. And the reason why I remember because I was up in the truck at my job when I did the podcast, and I truly went in. Okay, you know what? It wasn't one for last Friday. Was we in the truck once we got? Yeah. It was because we was on the aircraft when we did it. And then once we got kicked off the aircraft, we was still doing part of the podcast. And then we was on the truck doing the podcast and whatnot. Yeah, that's right. Because I remember I had to pause it. And then I came back towards it. Now, how does one from the 27th of April correspond with the one with today? How does it imitate? How does it, go with never imitate anybody? Because I remember talking about there are times where we are around folks. That's right. Because I didn't. That's right. Because I said this was an extra. But there are times we are around folks that are too damn clingy, to which they imitate the person that they see. And 9 out of 10 times, and I'm not disrespecting anybody while I say this. Doesn't matter if friend or a person or somebody I don't know. I'm not disrespecting you. Opposite way. When I say you, the listener, I'm saying you, me and the listener. Not disrespecting. Not that you guys do anything. But like I said before, last Friday, while I was on the truck over at my job, and I really went deep in this, saying that there are folks that need to not imitate folks and things of that nature. Because you can take a look at somebody that have a very bubbly personality. It's very liked by everybody, including, including managers and stuff like that, And then you have some folks that don't have that type of charm, but that the charm where they come off as being weird in things, You see that a lot. And I think that's just why in some of these schools, like you've been here out in California about a couple months ago, a whole lot of schools, actually, screw that. Different places around the nation now, of kids going to school and shooting the school up and stuff like that. And, even folks at a workplace going into work and just shooting up the place, stuff like that. It's like, what's the issue? 9 out of 10 times, most of that can be social anxiety, folks that just don't know how to talk to individuals, or folks saying that, hey, this person is weird. And 9 out of 10 times, the person don't know that they're doing weird shit or being weird. It's because, to be real, I'm gonna get deep when I say this. To be real with you guys, it's this. You guys don't understand that certain individuals, and for those that, do be kind of being weird sometimes, whatever, guess what? You guys are really the special ones because you guys really have a mindset that be on a whole nother level that most folks cannot match. So be proud. And the reason being is because the reason why most folks can't match it because most folks is still in a slave mentality. You, the listener, listen to this podcast. If you still working a 9 to 5, now, like I keep saying, if you love your 9 to 5 job that you are at, by all means, congratulations to you. Continue to do what you do. this ain't gonna apply to you. But for those of you that work a 9 to 5, you don't like your job, but you still do what you need to do, stuff like that. But you have those that are kind of weird at your job, but when you really talk to them, they have a higher intellect that's just like, why the hell are you working here? And normally most of the weirdest people usually be the ones that actually make the most money, low key. And the ones that do kind of have common sense and things of that nature, they don't really make the most money. It's because they still work or slave. Their mentality is so caught up in the system that has told them from birth or elementary or whatever that this is what you need to do in society. This is how you play by the rules. This is how you follow the rules. And if you follow the rules, maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to taste a little bit of that American pie. You'll be able to taste that slice of freedom. You'll be able to taste that slice of wealth. You'll be able to taste that slice of success. You'll be able to taste that slice of being somebody. But unfortunately, you have to work your life away for about 40 or something years, work your life away, and then you'll be able to get benefits from the government. To which it'd be at a certain age that you might or might not make. And if you make it, you're lucky, because here's the thing, you get free money monthly, but shit, with the way the economy goes in certain states, that money ain't gonna last you long. So if that money's not gonna last you longer, you don't have a dependent to or a family to, help you out any tough times or whatever, then guess what? Or you don't have kids that actually help you out. Guess what? You're gonna be back in the workforce and do the same shit that you was doing back in the day. You go work around the newer generation and things of that nature, to which they are gonna break out from the mold that you're up in. Over at my job, it's more women than it's men. And with the women, some of them are in their primes and things of that nature. Some of them, love the job that they at, but they had their little issues here and there and stuff like that, I understand that. And there are some of them who really, I can tell if they want to be a manager supervisor at the job because they have the qualifications there, they can do it and make a difference. They don't tend to do it because the management that we have is, makes you not want to be. Like, hell, I could easily hate being a general manager over the job. I choose not to be a manager or supervisor, none of that, because of just the snakes in the grass that's there on those positions. And it's sad, but when you're contracted by a major company that really don't give a shit about the contractor company in the first place, and just really care about the money factor of their own little corporation, it makes you see the world through a brand new lens. That's why I was mentioning the analogy of me getting on an aircraft that I work on a clean, and I know each and every spot and the time frame and how to get things done. Even with auditors or whatever, somebody special come aboard, I know how to make aircrafts look clean, look spotless. But at the same time, those that were in the title, to me, while I'm at my job, those that were in those titles don't really mean shit to me. Because here's the thing, if you're not working on the business, to which you struggle trying to get your business up and running, to which you are telling folks, how, to which you try to train other entrepreneurs, try to train new people to be entrepreneurs, so that they can see the world through a new lens as to how they can run their own business. Of course, like most folks say, it's hard work. Shit, getting up at fucking 4 to 5 o'clock in the morning, try to get to work on time. And then doing a morning ritual, we have to go use the restroom around 7 something, like after you have to wait to clock in around a certain time, then you at the clock in, you go to the restroom, do what you need to do, and come back out and then start working. And then you deal with the BS that comes along with the morning rush and things of that nature, and then you deal kind of with the BS when you start getting ready to leave from work. But then you're dealing with your team members and other things and stuff of that nature, to which You on search the aircraft for 7 to 10 minutes. You letting them know they still moving slow and you moving fast as hell. You tired, only got 3.5 hours from sleep because you saw Marvel Infinity War at 10 o'clock last night. At the same time, the movie was so damn good that you really didn't care about the sleep, because when you fell asleep, you start to dream about the movie. But once you had got up and things, you like, okay, let's start the day off. But your body say, man, fuck the job, we're gonna go ahead and sleep. But you're like, nah, I got bills to pay. That is hard. Getting up each and every morning to do that, where you know that you have a higher purpose. That is hard to do. Running the business could be hard too, but it's fun and more rewarding. And the reason being is because you learn along the road as to how business is really incorporated, meaning how it's really ran, because you're the business, you're the brand, and you, the person, are the business. Not your product that you have, but you. You see, the reason why MLMs and other little door-to-door type business and stuff like that don't really work that much is because the person that's trying to sell the product is not being themselves. This is why I said do not imitate anybody. Because when you do, you're being fake as hell and you're not being yourself. Because when you try to imitate the next person, and you hear it so many times inside the business world or even entrepreneurs. Now you guys hear my voice. Now we about to get to the real meat of this issue of imitation and things, and why you need to be true to yourself. Now you about to hear me say why, for those that be acting weird and you cannot socially combine with certain people, to which you have to imitate certain individuals that you're trying to be like, because you see that this type of person knows how to talk to women like that and can be very, very friendly with them, while you try to imitate the same thing they're doing, but it doesn't work off that well. Everybody has a charm, but everybody's spirit is usually different. Most of everybody's spirits is usually rowdy or unruly or truly just all out of whack. And most weird people have out of whack spirits, to which you can feel the presence of loneliness and sadness in things. They try to bring the joy, but you have those of us that, gotta have our little weird moments, but we don't really push it out like that and things, We have our own type of spirits where we're more calm, more collective. And for those of us, like for those that believe in astrology bullshit, I don't. Some little things kind of is true and some isn't. But like I said before, those who want to know what my sign is, I'm a Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius, low-key, we tend to like to be alone sometimes. We like to have our me times by ourselves. We don't really like to be around a whole lot of people. Some do. It's two different types. You have the calm matter types, which is me, whatever. I'm more calm and relaxing, whatever. Don't like being with friends to a certain point of view. To which, it's like, okay. Ooh, excuse me. To which, I'm trying to get that out. Good weed. Not good weed, but you're like, weed. That's what I try to say. Other than that, though, to which, where, we had to, just kind of have to be alone sometimes. And have our own me space. Have our own time. And things of that nature. Most folks don't understand that. Even at work, if, and some of my coworkers could attest to this, if I don't say anything to anybody, some coworkers be thinking that something's wrong. 9 in 10 times with me, I used to have a whole lot of thoughts in my mind, so I tend to be overthinking situations and shit and scenarios, and just be like, la la la, just have my music playing, I'm just doing my own thing. And when I'm really quiet and in my own rhythm, it kind of concerns some people, because they're like, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, it's nothing going on. And I don't really tell my problems or issues to people either. And the reason being, because I know a whole lot of folks I talk to, they talk a hell lot more than I do. And when sometimes I try to get my opinion across, they kind of like override me sometimes with the talking. So I just be like, I'll just be the listener. And then not be patiently wait till they get the phone so I could just be like, okay, all right, y'all done saying what y'all need to say, because now I want to have my me time. No disrespect to any one of my friends, nothing like that. Nah, nothing like that. It's just that if I'm trying to, I put it this way, even when it comes to business talking, it's like if I'm trying to spit game, shut the fuck up, let me finish talking and say my piece, and then we go ahead and have the discussion. Not keep trying to switch up every time. But imitation and how that's applied, though, why is that important too? Because the folks that spirits is very off, they try to imitate the person, but they can't imitate the spirit. The reason why they can't imitate the spirit is because they can't adapt to how that person go through. We all go through things. And sometimes some of my coworkers don't say nothing to them because I can tell just by off their spirit that they're going through something. So I'll let them have their own space. But I think there'll be times where they try to connect with me for a reason, because they trying to have their spirit be right and feel right. Because where they're going through, they can push that out of their mind while they're at work and things like that. But it's always good to be true to yourself and be who you are. Never try to imitate anybody. Because you can try to imitate somebody that you admire, but at the same time, you imitate the wrong things that they do that you thought was right, and that right there could get you into a situation to which can be harmful or sometimes deadly. So, even like I said before, in business and things of that nature, do not imitate anybody. You hear it in a whole lot of business. Try to admire or be like the top seller or woo 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 woo. The more you woo 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 like them, the more you become like them. Yeah. You see that a lot in Hollywood. And that's why as soon as I get done with this, I'll do the special podcast on Kanye West, and why most folks, he said the little slavery thing. But past that, when he's talking about the media, I don't think most folks caught what he was saying. And I'm going to drop jewels on that, because I said it before one of my podcasts was on the radio show and whatnot. And I was talking about the media and things in that nature, actually, back in 2016. Go to like one later mid-fall, late summer 2016 podcasts. You hear exactly what I'm talking about, because it's deep. But nevertheless, though, ladies and gents, what I do want to tell you guys is this, though. Don't ever imitate anybody. Be true to yourself. Because you can spot a phony a mile away. The person that try to imitate another person is nothing but a fool. And the reason why they are a fool is for the fact that they do not have the capacity to be their own person. And so, what they tend to do, they try to be like other people, because they're like, okay, if I can be like this person, then everybody's going to like me. I'm going to be real with you. It's cool to have a few close friends, to have everybody like you. And the reason why I say that is because not everybody's going to like you. Some folks may think that they like you, but behind closed doors, they really don't. And at the same time, too, that's a deadly combination where you try to be liked by everybody, because you may say something very personal to which that person could easily use against you, or become stalker type and really try to see what your life is about, and then try to do things against your family. because you're talking too loud. You're open. Or as we say in the streets, you're... What's the saying? How do we say in the streets? I'm going to give a different analogy. I'm going to say your engine is on too loud. Well, your engine is on too bright. What does that mean by your engine is on too bright? That means, we say that you're talking too loud. Meaning that you're not physically talking loud, but your outer look, your physical form, your spirit is making too much noise. And when that makes too much noise, then guess what? Individuals starts to see your fakeness. And once they realize how fake you are, it's a done deal. They got you right in the trap when they try to be super friendly to you. Be true to yourself. Be who you are. Yeah, you may come off weird or you may come off as whatever to some people. But as long as you're true to yourself, folks will respect you for that. Never imitate anybody. Because if you do that, you're just being fake to yourself. And then you'll get caught up in a situation to which you go try to get out of. And if you do get out of by God's grace, then guess what? That's a life lesson for you to not imitate anybody. That's the reason why when I talk about bosses and managers and superstars and things of that nature, you guys always hear me say that I don't give a fuck about them, or I can really care less about their title and stuff like that. Reason being, because at the end of the day, they human. We all human. They especially human. You care less if they are high in the food chain of class and things of that nature. Because at the end of the day, when you really look at it, they're just a person. They can easily be cut. Can easily bleed. And most folks don't see it like that. Most folks see title. They see status. I see in my managers and other folks, and those that are higher up, I see a man or a woman whose body is very brittle, whose spirit could be easily broken, and whose mindset is not on par on what we know. Simple as that. Told that to a supervisor one time. We was talking about something. The supervisor had said something about woo. Said, I'm the supervisor. I'm wearing the vest. Now, me and the supervisor, we're good friends. We're cool people. I literally told him one time, I said, give a fuck what your color your vest is. What you do and your title. I said, but if you're not running a business, and it kind of almost sounded like as if I was being cocky, but I wasn't. I was just letting them know. Let them know in love and humbleness. If you're not working your ass off outside of work, trying to make something happen each and every day, each and every fucking week, each and every time you get home, you just burnt out and you don't feel like doing nothing, but your mentality is letting you know what you need to do. So you do your best to try to do what it is that you need to do so that you can make things happen for your family and stuff like that. And the crazy thing is, the one that's had the certain title at the job claims that they on high of the food chain because your vest says supervisor or manager, and you wear a particular color vest because you think that you're top dog, but you're not. But you had not done anything that lets me know, okay, I see you getting your grind on outside from the job, but you're not fully engage to what's really going on. So, in my truth and reality, what's really happening? Ooh, man, we try to burp and can't burp. It's not the business. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to burp on the stream. My apologies with that. But yeah, because I mentioned this before when the situation had happened, and I broke it down in another podcast. But in truth and reality, it's very real. You have these folks that have titles. They run around talking big. They get prideful and things. They're like, oh, well, I'm the big dog. So what I say goes, and whoop whoop whoop. And I just gotta laugh at them. And the reason why I gotta laugh at them is because, in all truth and reality, it's like, really. It's like y'all talking all of this. Oh, I do got that salad in the refrigerator. Cool. It's like, really? It's like y'all try to talk all this whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, but you're not doing A, B, C, D, E, F, and G to get yourself out of this job so you can do something greater and better for your family. So when I told my particular supervisor that, and they kind of, got a little bit heated. Started talking to, the other co-workers that we know, cool friends, because we all, friends, stuff like that. And it's like, why did such and such, why did, Q said this and things of that nature. Not done nothing with the whoop. And, I'll put it this way. I run a business. Doing this podcast is a business. Music production is a business. Mind you guys hear me saying that I have to reinvent the things that I'm doing and stuff like that. And part of the reason as to why I had to kind of start over was because my job's in the way. Well, okay, so the inspirational level that I try to get to do certain things is not fully there. My mentality on trying to study the things I need to study is not there because I'm mentally and physically burnt out from my job each and every fucking 5 days of the fucking week and whatever. And then when I try to do the things I want to do on my off days, my body and my mind just be like, bruh, you need to rest. But then another part of me is like, dude, we need to get do. So I'm been fighting the past couple of years on trying to keep everything balanced. There be times where things is balanced and we doing a whole lot of stuff and everything is clicking. I'm like, yeah, as soon as we get back to work, so I just have that I don't give a fuck mentality when I go to work. Because I keep telling myself, I'm not going to be at this bullshit job far too long. And that's what most of you guys are feeling too. Most of you guys are feeling the same thing too. But you are imitating individuals that is on this type of level like I'm on in all humbleness. Like it's on this level and even higher. You try to imitate them. We tell you guys, don't do that. Don't imitate us. You try to imitate some of the things that we do, but don't imitate our personality and things of that nature. If we're coaching you, we're going to tell you be true to yourself. Be who you are. Be who God has have you meant to be. When it comes to what it is, the talents He giving you. Because that right there is your business card. That right there is your brand. That right there is your marketing, yourself. How true you are to yourself. And how we really do promote your work. How you come off to people. Because then you have a certain type of charm that cannot be imitated, cannot be duplicated. And that right there is what's going to give you the connections and the network that you're going to need. I went a little bit kind of longer on this podcast, but I ain't tripping. 85 minutes into it, been a long time since I've done 85 minutes, 2 hour type of podcasts. Because for radio shows, shoot, they be like 7 to 8 hours long, straight. It wouldn't even feel like that. Like, what time is it right now? It's like around 8 o'clock, right? 8? So back in the day when I used to do regular radio shows on my laptop and things of that nature, I used to kind of like start like around 7. So for like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning. Almost like 8 hours, 7 hours, 6 hours, or whatever. Or if I do like the Midnight Classic Soul, aka The Lounge, which starts at 12 o'clock at midnight East Coast, 9 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. I used to do that from 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, and sometimes 2 o'clock, like around 6, 5, or 5.5 hours. Just playing music and get my input, whatever, and monitoring time on my part. Not somebody tell me you need to monitor the time. No, I'm monitoring time on my part. Because I know my listeners around the world and things of that nature have different time zones to which they go to work at things of that nature. Or, wherever day I do it on. I know folks got to get up to do something. And some folks, we sleep. So at the end of the day, if we do like at 6 o'clock p.m., that's 9 p.m. on the East Coast. So that'd be perfect for my East Coast people. And for my West Coast people, it's like, okay, bro, you doing early. Go all deep into being late. Things of that nature, 1 o'clock in the morning is 4 o'clock in the morning over some place on the East Coast. So, you guys see how it kind of balances at the time. But apart from that, I used to do those hour shows where I speak for a long types of minutes and whatever. So it is what it is. But for today's podcast, though, I'm glad you guys have listened to it. Thank you guys once again and truly appreciate you guys for listening to it. I know these past couple podcasts have been very explicit with the language. My apologies to those that don't like it. As I tell you guys, I keep my shit real, so it was like whatever on how I say it, things of that nature. And not try to badmouth my job where I'm working at. I mean, it is a blessing to work and where I'm at, and for the paychecks to pay the bills. But when it comes to the talents and passions that God has blessed me with, I know for full fact that for certain situations and certain people that I know, these little paychecks and things and stuff like that, it's not going to go as far as it would be if I continue to push for it in my business and things of that nature. Totally different mindset. We have to look at it from that point of view. Switch your up our family and things. Totally different mindset. Because when you look at your paychecks and then you look at how you trap your family, it's a whole different scenario. You like, okay, so I gotta wait another 2 weeks to try to get the shit. And I go through the same bullshit each and every day. And, from some point, she need to be looking like, dang, it's like, okay, is the job still gonna be here or not? Corporate America. Try to give you job security, but I've been robbing your asses for centuries. And that's another topic for another day. Other than that, though, ladies and gents, this podcast will be on the website on this upcoming Tuesday. Stay tuned. Actually, it might be on the website tonight. We'll see. The reason why I said we'll see, because I might try to edit that on my phone. Yeah, it's gonna be on Tuesday. It's gonna be on Tuesday. So stay tuned. This could be on Tuesday, but I might have to link up on the social media sites, which will be Instagram, which is Onaku, spelled ONAKU07. The Chinchi21 Instagram page. I'm keeping that closed for the time being. I mean, it's still active, but I have it closed because I'm trying to build up the Onaku page. I'm trying to build that page up a little bit more. So yeah, Snapchat's Chinchy2113, so this podcast link is going to be on Snapchat, that's for certain. And Facebook, hashtag Business Minded Leaders. Just search that, or hashtag The Lounge, one of the two. I forgot which one it was. But that's going to also be up on there as well too, so stay tuned for that. And Twitter at ChinchillaQ21. I will have the post of the podcast up on there, so stay tuned for that. But other than that, though, ladies and gents, thank you guys for tuning into today's podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys learn something from it. At the same time, catch you guys next week. So with that, it's your boy Chinchilla Q. Say peace, sayonara, one love. The special keys. The way I was going to say it was going to be very hilarious. But yeah, the special podcast going to come up in a few minutes. So stay tuned for that. With that, ladies and gents, catch you guys on the flip side. One love, your boy is out. Deuces.